Okay, so the last time I did a vlog, like a few hours ago, I was feeling pretty down. But as my friend and former coworker, my dude I've known since like 2008, bruh, my dude, my friend Matthew Statue always says, at our heart, at our core, humans, we're just animals, and by the end of the day we need some release. We're not all just mental creatures. So I hit the gym, and now I feel great. Like, if anything, you young guys out there, if you ever feel like stuff's getting you down, you just have to go get some exercise. Hit the gym, play some sports, just get it all out there. And then I guarantee that by the end of that, you'll be tired, you'll be sweating, but you're gonna feel better about yourself, and life goes on. There's a few things I'm gonna say from the first recording though. So, it's official. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna leave New York, and I'm probably gonna leave in August because I need the dollars. I was originally going to leave in July after Nationals, but I need to make a few more dollars, which means I'm gonna end my lease in July and probably spend August, I don't know, maybe figure something out, crash on someone's floor, live at the office, live out of my car, hope not. I don't know, but I'll figure something out there. There's always a way. There's never, ever any limits. There are never limits. Anyone who tells you that there's limits, there's wrong. Anything is possible and there are no limits. Even when life is hard, you gotta say that to yourself. And I start to think to myself, I've just been wondering something lately. I don't think I'm solving my problems. Sometimes I suspect that I'm not solving my problems correctly. But I don't think that's true because I always try my best to solve my problems. But to some people it seems like I'm always running away from my problems. So by going back home to Georgia, I'm pressing the reset button. And a lot of people don't have that opportunity to just change their life and just go somewhere and start all over again. That is a rare, very special opportunity. And not everyone can do that. Me, I've done that at least 2 times now. When I got kicked out of school the first time from Georgia Tech, I got a job, I moved back home, and it was a reset button. It was a wake-up call. I worked 2 jobs, went to community college, and I got back in school, and then I got my bachelor's. And when I was working on my master's, I had a $12,000 fellowship, tuition waiver, full teaching waiver. It was a sick deal, and I just pressed the reset button. I just ran away from my problems. But I'm not sure if I was really running away because I could have. It felt like I wasn't being treated right. It felt like I could do better because my test score said so, my GPA said so. So I just left. I went straight into the PhD program in New England because I knew that I could do better for myself at the time. And when that didn't work out, I just up and left and went to New York. So I've been pressing that reset button so many times. I really have to feel grateful that I have that opportunity to just reset my life. So you either die a hero or you live long enough to become a villain. Not me though. I choose suicide, figuratively. I'm gonna go home. I'm still gonna work on cubes, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna try to work on cubes. I still have projects, but at this pace that I'm going, it feels weird because This whole time, I just wanted to have one big adventure. Obviously, it was never about the money. It was all about just having fun while I get my life back together, and stuff got mixed up, stuff got convoluted. But to its core, this was all just for fun. And when you're not having fun, and it becomes a compulsion, and it becomes a mode of survival, you know, that's not fun. So, at the very core, dude, it's just, I just want to have fun, man. I just want fun. Now that if I look at it like a gap year, this was one hell of a gap year between schools. It's been exactly 1 year that I've spent out of school by the time I get back in school. So, it's been a good adventure. So enough about my life. It's gonna get negative again if I keep talking about my life. I'm going back to Georgia for sure. I've had my fun in New York. It's time to get more college degrees. So, I'm gonna go home. I have some ideas. Yushen Chen from Michigan. She's a great person. She's really cool. She gave me this idea to make a 55mm magnetic Xinghen. And I think that's a good idea because it's so simple. I can 3D print an adapter and use polycarbonate sheets on the outside, so it's less, it's smoother, more consistent. Because these things, if you 3D print things, there's always like layer lines, and if there's ever vibration, you get like Z-wobble, other effects. And the cool thing is, today, I'm gonna walk you through my whole process of 3D design. Because honestly, you could learn this anywhere. I spent, oh my god, it's been half a year already. It's been since December, almost. I've been studying 3D design for about half a year now. And it's something that anyone can learn themselves. If you have the drive and the push and the ambition and the dedication, as well as several $100s of startup money, you can 3D print anything. So it's not really an industry secret. I'm gonna tell you my whole process, my settings. I'm gonna do it from the primitives instead of a sketch. And we're gonna design these adapters to make any 2x2 55mm size. And if this works, we might be able to offer 2x2s in any custom size you want. And if that works, any custom color, because we can shell these cubes with an outside part. So with this, I could actually realistically use that material that changes color, as well as multicolor material, special designs, anything that's available to 3D printing design I can do. Even like super durable plastics. The options are not infinite per se, but almost boundless. So I'm gonna go through some of my programs. I use a free program. I'm gonna go through my settings, talk about printing, and hopefully you can learn something. It's always fun stuff. So I'm gonna hit the interstate soon, so I'll talk to you later. Oh, and I'm gonna might as well include some things about progress updates about work. So Boron, I did an interview with Phil. We made a promotional video. That's gonna come out soon on the Cubicle main page. I did an interview with Chris about Cubicle Labs. Even though I'm going to Georgia, I'm still gonna help out with Cubicle Labs. Distance doesn't matter so much when you have the internet. We're gonna keep pushing the limits, especially with ideas like this. We can do these from a distance. The tester batch for boron treated cubes is already out. Testers should have got them. I think they were shipped out like earlier this week. The first batch for consumers is done. It was done yesterday, actually. So today I just finished up on custom orders, which I am never doing again. I am never doing custom orders again, unless you're like my friend, because every time I do a custom order, it pushes back another person's custom order, which pushes back projects, which is a big deal. And when some people email me to rush their project or their custom order, it delays other people's custom orders. And how do you prioritize that? By the people who complained the most? By the people who ordered earliest? By the people who paid the most? Because I make no money off of custom orders. It all goes to the company. It all goes to the bosses. So Humphrey doesn't get a single cent. Well, he gets like wages, but that goes to the company. And one of the things you learn in business is you never double dip from company funds. That's an easy way to get fired. So Humphrey doesn't make anything. All the money you send in the mail, it goes to the company. So no more custom orders. Instead, I'm gonna be focusing my time on projects and just cranking out as many projects as I can. So yeah, other than that, I think I don't have major projects on the way, just minor projects. And that should be it. Nationals is coming up very soon. I will be doing a seminar. We have a few competitions. I think I'll attach some silly videos of me, Jabari, and Mikey the intern. And this will just be like a hodgepodge mix-up video, life vlog, project updates, 3D printing walkthrough all in one. So we'll talk to you when I get home. Okay, so I'm home now. Just like the classic Humphrey videos, it's 93 degrees out, and AC is expensive, so in the classic Humphrey spirit, I'm doing the shirtless like my old videos. So let's get into it. Right now I have 123D Design open. This is a free program by Autodesk. I will be using live videos instead of like the recorded videos to avoid copyright strikes. This is the music I'm going to listen to while I design this thing. So I don't even have this cube. So we're going to go into this 100% raw. Like, I don't even know the dimensions of the fillets, the chamfers, the dimensions. We're going to guess every single bit, and we're going to see what happens, because throughout Humphrey's life, he has always herp-derped around, and somehow life did not get worse. Life got better. And that's because I have this thing. I believe in instinct. I believe that as long as you're working hard and you have drive, you will achieve anything you want. So right now I'm doing some math. 55 divided by 2 is 27.5. So I'm going to go on the cub and see the dimensions of the Xinghen. Now, my work machine is the MIGBot S1. It's an old machine, but it is extremely reliable. Actually, let's do the true anyway. According to this, it says it's 50mm, which is it? 50? 50? Is it really 50? It doesn't feel like 50. It says 3. Let's see, I have calipers here. That cannot be right. No, it's not right. So basically, we have to figure out the dimensions. So this is 50. Yes, that's right. So let's just go with 50. So you're looking at 25 each. Dimensionally, 50 cubes, 25 cubed. So so you actually can't do a full 0.5 because the dimensions of the printer, the tolerances have to be between 0.1 to 0.2 millimeters off because of the tolerances. So just to play it safe, I'm going to reduce this to 4, which is not a big margin. Might as well do it 2.73 or 27.3 millimeters just to play it safe. So now I'm going to do the inner part, which according to this is like nothing. It's 25. So we're going to align this with like this, and then move this flush. So it is 12.5. Negative 12.5. This, the output on 25. Negative. And then scan. And subtract. So I'm doing this from the primitive, which I think is much easier. Because honestly, this is basic geometric shapes. So I do not know the dimensions of the fillet, but first I have to change this for the tolerances. So let's drop this by negative 0.3. And this is just intuition. I don't have the cube, so we're going to do this completely by instinct. My instinct says to accommodate these, I'm going to have to do it that way. So let's fill it in inner corners. I'm going to say, my intuition says 8 millimeters. Actually, it might be 10. 10 might be too much. But no, 10? 10? 9.5? 9.5? 9.5. And that's just my intuition. I guess that it's 9.5. No, it's round everything else on the outside. And I'm going to do this by 2. 2 is too much. 1. Yeah, 1 looks good. So that looks good. Let's fill it the outside by 1.5. 1.5. And that looks good. So now the next part is actually like making space for the polycarbonate. And that's going to be a little bit more difficult. How am I going to do this? So, let me get the polycarbonate sheet. So, when you're working with projects a lot, you get a lot of raw material. Polycarbonate sheet, I forgot the dimensions, I think it's like 0.625. Fuck Mitch. According to my calipers, which are not metric, this is 0.047 inch millimeters, which is like, you should, as an engineer, you should know certain things. I'm not an engineer, but I worked in an engineering firm before. This is 1.19 millimeters. I just drank beer on camera. Don't drink beer until you're 21 kids. But in the old videos, I would drink beer all the time. So let's just say we have to get that within 0.2 millimeters. Let's actually overestimate a little bit and say 1.3. Yeah, actually, let's go 1.3. We don't want to go too far. So we need this to be inlaid inside the cube a little bit by 1.3 millimeters. So how do we do that? One of the ways I would do it would be
what is up, everybody? Welcome back. So I know I haven't had my mom in this channel for a long time.
And then
I decided to throw her in this one and have her react to the I Spy music video that just came out. My mom hasn't.
Is this my YouTube? I have like multiple accounts. Yeah, so I'm going to divide this into pieces and then separate the pieces down. So what I'm going to do is split solid, splitting entity, delete, and then do that again. I should really learn my hotkeys. So I did this piece instead of the other piece because that one is going to be a little off, so this is going to be the perfect dimensions. So I want to really, I don't want this to have a fillet, so
Try to come on.
I'm but one man. You know I like to get lost.
Oh,
without you.
That's not good.
Return with dirty thoughts.
So what I can do is push this out and then cut off that bit. Maybe. Let's just play it safe. Just do that.
I'm not coming home.
Just cut that part.
My insides to the floor.
And then we have that shape and we're going to cut it. Splitting entity is this, the body split is this. Just destroy this part, and delete the polyline, do a measurement. And 3.1, that's fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to scale this down. Probably 10%. So that's 0.9. So let's see if that works. Oh, that's pretty good. Like I said, it's all intuition at this point. So I want this to go in by 1.3 millimeters. The current distance is 2.8, so 1.564. Negative 1.564. Now we are going to make 3 of these.
You've got my magic.
Now that we have 3, we're just going to attach them in. And then inlay them by so now this will actually be inside of the thing. So that's one face.
There's too many moons.
2 faces.
I'm but one man.
3 faces. Now they should be flush. We're just gonna remove that.
I think we got it.
There we go. So this will be the extension that we will put the polycarbonate into for that nice, smooth, durable, strong black color. So this stuff, polycarbonate, is one of the strongest plastics you can get. It's one of the nicest plastics to work with too. Another really easy plastic sheet to work with is high impact polystyrene, or HIPs. Those are really good materials. So now that we have this, I'm going to export it as an STL after saving it. So save to my computer. My favorite name is ASDF. So after that's saved, we have to export this as an STL file. We're gonna just ASDF 1235. Now we're gonna Pura 2.31. Actually, I like 1504 better. There's different versions of the slicer for different machines. We're going to be using the work machine, which is the MIGBot S1. So, let's see. Load model. Let's see. So now we have the file. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to print with supports, and I have to think which direction is the best to print with supports. If I choose a face, I'm gonna have a really rough face, but if I choose this upside down, the other side's gonna be rough. This is actually impossible without supports. We don't have a printer with fans at work to print with, so I'm not gonna risk. That's impossible to bridge anyways. Fill density, since it's so small, 100 actually works. It takes 18 minutes to make one shell. Since it's 100%, we don't have to worry about shell thickness, layer height, that's fine. honestly, I could probably run this layer height at half of that, and it wouldn't even be that significant. So 34 minutes per each one, that's nothing. Bed temperature, let's bump this up to 45. Printing temperature 195. We are changing filament. We're doing this pretty slow at 50, but the MIGBot, I had to rewire and splice in a new stepper motor, and this stepper motor is under spec'd, so going above 60 gives a wobble. These are all things you have to keep into account when you're doing design. So I will be doing touching base plate for the supports, platform adhesion, none. We're going to print directly. I'm going to have to scrape this clean, and that's not going to be nice, but that is a problem that I think isn't that bad. But for the future, I'm going to have to think about a better way to do this. If I printed this, like, if I rotated this way and printed it like this, there would be supports on the bottom. Actually, no, there wouldn't, actually. It would be risky. We'll put a pin in that. I might print it like that. There's a way you can lay it flat like that, but that's risky, but I'm gonna try it. That might actually work, so I'm gonna try that. Option A. But if that doesn't work, then we're gonna have to like print the other one. But I'm gonna print it like this, just in case. So I'm gonna save it like this too, and just see what happens. And both of these are at like 1 layer. And actually, since it's 1 layer height, I may as well try this with a normal face and see what happens. So when you're doing things for the purpose of research, you have to go through many, many trials. And wait, did I see that? Yeah, I think I did. We'll see in a little bit. You have to go through many, many trials to find one that works perfectly. So this is at 1 layer height. I think the printer's limit is 0.8, and I think 1 is fine. This is double the resolution I have originally. So let's just try it and see what happens. So yep, that's how I design, and then I'm going to end this video with the actual product in hand, and we'll see what happens. So hopefully we'll get to that soon.
So I actually forgot to record the print coming off, but this is the shell, and just like I said, it was a 9.5mm fillet. Like, oh my god, that was accurate. I can't believe I predicted that from just pure instinct. Like, this is the shell that's glued on. There's a slight tolerance issue, and the outside is a little rough. This is a typical 3D printer. The one I used, the MIGBot S1, doesn't have a fan, but the cube itself, after some milliput, let me remove the shell. This is the shell after putty. This is just a random one. Like, this is what it's like after some basic sanding, some basic epoxy. You see how it's basically flush with the shell? I hope it's focusing. Let me try. There we go. That's a better picture. But it doesn't look smooth, but the cube, this is just a shell. And remember how I pulled it like a fraction of a millimeter away? This barely contacts. It's actually, the turning is just the inside usually.
There you go. This is a really messy cube. I'm going to clean this up tomorrow and add stickers. So I'm going to sand the outside a little bit. Basically, if we're going to mass produce this, I'm going to get a mold and see what's up. Obviously, we're not going to mass produce these with the layer lines, but I'll update this tomorrow after the plastic has been polished. So right now it's going to be a rough sanding. This still has to have milliput put in, sanding, then polishing, and then stickering, lubing, tensioning, and then we'll see what's up. This is just a Xinghen, and it's 55 millimeters now. So we'll see some performance but some performance tomorrow. Because it's 12 today on Friday and I was a little lazy. So I hope this turns out good. So far it's turning great. Culmination of the project. It is now Saturday. Let me check. So my audio is definitely coming from my microphone, so hopefully this sounds okay. Let me adjust it so that... There we go. This should be much better. So, the cube is done. This is what it looks like. This is a 55 millimeter Guoguan Xinghen M. Just for compare and contrast's sake, I don't have my GTS2 with me, so this is a Volk, which I think is like 55.5. It's this big. It is this big. Like, when you compare them next to each other, they're practically the same size. So, I think I said this yesterday, but the fillet, look at the middle, you see the curvature? I guessed that on video if you scroll back a few minutes. My instinct, like once you work with cubes long enough and you do so much design work, my printer's humming right now. I hope that that's not causing too much annoyance, but I can't believe I guessed all of the dimensions exactly right on my first try. The tolerances are on point, so like the shells, remember I did some tweaks, the fractions of a millimeter? That's to tweak it so I knew the tolerances of my printer and I knew my printer's gonna go over by a little bit, so I had to change it. And these shells don't actually touch, the inside part touches, and these shells are purely cosmetic. And the cool thing is, now we can do shells for any cube, any size. So if you want a 52 millimeter 2x2, 53, it's now possible. And if people like this, I'm gonna post a poll on various social media sites. We can get some molds done, and we can get this hopefully cheap for everyone. So I'm gonna do an average. I don't actually know how to solve 2x2 because I don't know EG, but I'm gonna try to just show you how it turns. These are the shells now. So do you see the shells? Like, do you see right there how, like, or let me see if I can get it to focus. There we go. So do you see how the shell goes over a little bit, then where the plastic is like not so homogeneous? Maybe homogeneous isn't the right word. You see how there's off gray? There we go. That is the actual 3D printed shell, and like, look at the smoothness. The smoothness is because of, you can actually use vapors to polish this. There are still some aberrations, but I printed this at very low layer height so that the layer lines wouldn't show up. So the only aberrations are because of temperature issues, because I've been too lazy to put in a new fan on the printer, but this turned out spectacularly. The weight is a bit high. We're gonna have to figure that out. Maybe like, I printed this at 100% infill. You can actually fill these out pretty hollow. I'm optimistic that this can be a thing though. The difference in radius, even though I don't have a normal, I have this, which is my ghost hand 2x2 from the olden days, because I don't do 2x2, but like, this is the same size as the Fangxi Xishuang. And I know some people like it, that's why I made this, excuse me. So, all in all, it's a pretty decent cube. The radius, because the radius is different, it does a little bit, it turns a little bit more, with more torque. I'm not sure about the feel, but quantifiably there's more torque. So the inside part hasn't been adjusted, so you do feel that. It could be better if the inside was bigger. This is not the optimal way of doing it, but for some people who just have no other option, this is a pretty cool alternative, so we'll see what we can do. I'm going to do a quick average, maybe like 12, and we'll see what happens. So I am listening to a band called Mothers. My friend Shannon showed this to me, and they are a band out of Athens, Georgia, where I come from. Well, not Athens, but Georgia. So there we go. Let's set this to 2x2. I don't do 2x2, so we'll see how this goes. Uh-oh, there we go. There we go. So let's see. So it does churn with quite a bit of momentum, but the magnets do help with that. A little bit. I really have no idea what I average, and like I said, I don't even know EG, so does it even count? I don't know how to do this. It's like our layer's already done. If this was EG, it would be like so easy, because I already got a side. I don't even know how to do this on 2x2. It's like, how do I could use like, I could do that, I don't know. It's an interesting cube. I think I'm starting to like this a little bit. There are people who can do 3x3 faster than I'm doing 2x2 right now, which is humbling. I could just mess around. Like, So if I just insert this, I won't get anything oriented, and I think it'll be like, a pie case. But if I do U2, it could be another pie case. If I sledge this, I could get Sue maybe? Yeah. I should give this and see what Jabari does with this. What? Uh-oh. I'm really bad at this puzzle. But it's a fun one. I'm just showing off the turning. Honestly, it turns just like any other 2x2 would. I know that I'm probably making a few people cringe with my skills. Come on, this is a TTLO. Okay, maybe I should just stop focusing on times and have fun. So let's do some fun stuff. I'm gonna use ZZCT on 2x2. That was pretty fun, actually. I always thought this could be a method, like ZZCT on 2x2, which is really stupid because 2x2 methods are supposed to be one look, and this is like the total opposite of a one look method. And it's like really hard to recognize. Well, maybe not so much. I really wish I could have given this to someone who could actually do 2x2 to show off the capabilities. Oh. I really have no idea how to do this puzzle. Oh, I guess I averaged 7 seconds. Wow. I am really bad at 2x2, but this is how it turns. It turns like a heavier Xinghen, and it is magnetic. And I'm losing a little bit. It's not that great. The Chuwen, in my opinion, is smoother and better, and performance-wise, I would say the smaller one's better. Comfort-wise, this one's I prefer this size because I'm 6 feet tall and my hands are a little big. So yeah, that was it. If you've made it this far, here are some updates. So today at lunch with the bosses, Max Park's dad mentioned that the boron treatment is dislodging magnets, which makes sense. I'm not 100% sure what the chemical composition of the glue they use is, and it's highly likely that, very, very likely, I would say like 80% chance that the boron treatment is destroying the glue. So this whole first batch, oh, I don't think we can send it out, and that's what R&D is. Over time, bad things do happen, and you have to roll with the punches. So we want to compromise. We're going to send out the normal batches with boron treatment, but not the So I am really sorry for this, but this was something we didn't predict. And my own cube, this is when I magnetized and did boron treatment myself. All the ones I did for myself were like with a type of glue that resists chemicals. So I didn't notice it because of the way I did it, but the that was a big issue that only the testers would have seen. And that's the whole reason we have testers. Testers are there to test things, and thanks to their feedback, we know that we can't release this yet. So I'm sorry to tell everyone, but the is going to be delayed. I think the GTS2, GTS, the GANs, pretty much every other puzzle except the we could do it, except for the stock MoU, because if that glue on the GANs didn't work, it might not work for the MoU cube. So we are working really hard to get these things out, and I think that's it. Tell me what you think about these shells. I'm probably gonna post this on social media and see what happens. And if you like this, if you're okay with the disadvantages such as the torque and the higher weight, then we can probably get this out. So we'll see what happens. So this is a really, really long video. Thank you if you watched this far, and I'll see you in the next one.